gratitude in the sense that I recognise he's had a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles in his life and a lot of loss to handle. This is really fulfilling my greatest passion, and I just absolutely love every aspect. Hello, I'm Hayden.BloomfieldSSLtd and welcome to Vlog My Mind. This week I've had a lot of, introspection, reflections and massive gratitude and points of appreciation, as well as huge points of anxiety. I think it was actually like last week or something, but something that's really I'm reflecting on with the context of what's going on. Huge points of anxiety to the point that I'm like stressing, panicking, can't really sleep, can't function as a human being, literally finding that every sort of activity I try to actually engage in, my mind is just being cast aside. As well as some wonderful podcasts, as always, that I've been listening, reflecting on and taking a lot of value from, which of course I want to share with you guys. So let's jump straight in. Gratitude and appreciation came up for me this week. It was Roman Kemp featured on Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, which I always go on about, always listen to, and now that there's going to be 2 episodes a week, there's going to be twice as much for me to talk about. But with that, it had me, of course, if anyone else watched it, listened to it, probably rewatched the documentary that Roman Kemp did based around producer Joe when he ended his own life. And that, it was nice to rewatch in the sense of my mind's in a very much a more different place. I feel I have a lot more empathy around situations, a more understanding of mental health and more understanding of just the mind and the human interaction and how we develop and grow. So it was nice to rewatch that with this, gained wisdom or something, but I took a lot more value from it and a lot more understanding about the situation. And it gives you this weird thing in your mind of just appreciation for those you have around you and like concern, worry, empathy, compassion, gratitude, all these different emotions you get from the people that you surround yourself with, and you just hope you hope for yourself and that people you know, and just for anyone that people don't go through that, but obviously is a huge issue for young people in society today. But on the subject of podcasts going on, Roman comes back to it when Jamie Lang used to have a podcast called Move, which I don't even know why that stopped, but he has multiple podcasts, but I was listening to private parts, so I started following it on Instagram for some reason, but then I saw an advert with, if you've seen the TikToker Hayley Morris, she was on one of the episodes, and I always find her content hilarious, so I of course wanted to listen to that episode. And in that conversation, then listening to the podcast, for one, that was hugely entertaining. I really recommend listening to it because you just get so much joy. It's something I like to listen to a lot of podcasts that involve learning, absorbing, really gaining wisdom, knowledge, and fundamental life lessons from business leaders, entrepreneurs, and all sorts of people, those that have achieved great success, which is exactly what this conversation is in terms of those kinds of people. But it's a lot more laid back, relaxed, unserious a podcast where anything goes. So it's nice to get that more casual essence of it and to be able to just have a laugh. Like I was gardening, bursting into laughter half the time because it's just hilarious hearing them talk so openly, and obviously around the content that Hayley makes, it's absolutely hilarious. Anyway, in listening to private parts, I then started scrolling through some other episodes and found that Roman Kemp was on an episode, so I thought I'd listen to that one, and it turns out it was within literally like a week or so within recording Diary of a CEO, and that was really interesting to get Roman reflecting on that conversation, but also going into his life journey and story from different aspects, and hearing more of his life story and now having a much better understanding of it. It's just really refreshing to see not refreshing, but I get a lot of gratitude in the sense that I recognise he's had a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles in his life and a lot of loss to handle, and I'm just grateful that I haven't really had much of that, and I've not had to go through such terrifying and traumatic times. So I have a lot of appreciation for that, and just in terms of him as a person, a lot more respect in who he's become and what he's doing with his platform, which is quite incredible. Which just in general, a lot of what I'm doing now, especially with just the amalgam of journaling, therapy and such, which I always go on about, but it's just I really am starting to recognise that my mind is starting to change compared to many months ago, and I prefer this idea of a slower life and like being in a part of like semi-retirement. I was having a catch up with someone from college, and that came up of like, oh Hayden, you're semi-retired, I see. I'm like, oh yeah, someone made that joke, and I kind of like reflect on like, okay, yeah, I kind of am, but the more I explore this lifestyle, what I'm doing, I kind of look at what the things I fundamentally enjoy more than anything else, what really fulfills me, and what is it that I don't enjoy doing, what am I really not liking, and if I do have something of particular suffering, like I said about this whole anxiety kind of experience. Or stress. It was more stress than anxiety. I feel stress is more short term. But it's really got me reflecting and looking at, okay, what components do I not like about my lifestyle currently, and how can I alter them, change them? How can I improve it? How can I eradicate that component to my life? Whatever it is, I don't enjoy going on the bank and looking through, like obviously I still have a business, so I still have to do the accounts. I don't actually like doing that, and I get this weird feeling of dislike when it comes to dealing with money. In some regards, in some ways, I'm quite detached from money now, I feel. But there is something about scrolling through the bank account that I just find, I think is, for one, I don't like it. I don't like that kind of admin side of things. It's not creative. But in addition to that, I also don't like the fact that I'm checking to see if bills have been paid, if invoices have been paid, and obviously if they haven't, it means you've then got to have a difficult conversation. I love communicating and I love having conversations with people, but I want to have nice, pleasant conversations where people, both parties feel they gain value and learn. I don't want to have conversations of like, you owe me money, where's my money, give me my money. On this subject of like this anxiety or stressful moment, I really was in a point where I couldn't function, and it was all around trading and realising the potential there and the risk that is involved. And I now realise that the kind of biggest stresses that I have in my life are all around trading pretty much. And it makes me wonder, do I want to alter how I do it? Like I've said about doing it differently, but now I wonder, do I actually not want to do it at all? Should I just like take the money in the account, buy Tesla shares and just let them go up in value over the years and decades? Or should I trade, but just with such a smaller amount, which is what I've already alluded to, which is definitely what I'm leaning towards. And I think I will lean towards trade with a smaller amount, but see how that goes. And if it's still, it eradicates a lot of the stress that I've got, but if it's still a pain in the arse, then just look at stopping it altogether, because it is such a loss. And you just when you look at the statistics, it just doesn't work for people. Like so many people lose money. I mean, it's the same with business though. So many business owners lose money. A lot of people lose money in a lot of things, but trading especially, I don't know what the stats are, 78% of traders lose money in a rolling 12-month period. But on the lighter side, something that's really exciting in terms of the skateboarding world, I'm I'm filming a new video part. I seem to keep giving myself loads of different projects. But if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, feel free to check it out. But I'm posting a lot of skating in terms of just out skating 2, 3, 4 times a week, and always making sure to get some sort of little video, get a couple little clips. And really, I've always loved street skating. It's always so much nicer. Or just this, knowing that the journey you have to go through to get clips and what it takes, and just the aesthetics of it is so much nicer. And you can have a lot more creativity in the street. So that's what I really enjoy and what I want to excel my life towards, and starting to do that now, which is daunting in the sense of like trying to film a part and knowing the battles that are coming for it, but is also exciting in knowing that it's not anything too pressurized. It's not like a full part in the like videos I've had before. It's just going to be me and a mate going out filming, getting what we can and hit the deadline. It was not like partial film for like a year or two, and this is just like as and when we can get out, we're going to go out for a bit, and we've got a deadline of like the end of May, so no pressure, but see what I can achieve with that and what we can achieve with that, and it's quite exciting. So I really look forward to that, and it's something that is just pure fun, even though it does involve stress and anger and frustration at times when tricks don't go your way, or when there's certain barricades in life that just, it rains, or someone's parked a car in front of the spot you wanted to skate. But that's just part of life and street skating, and that's what it is. I don't know, if you're interested in watching skateboarding content from me, then you'll be seeing that if you follow me on Insta, and then of course it will be somewhere on YouTube. The last thing I wanted to reflect on in this is just in my therapy session last week, because I recorded a podcast episode with my therapist that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that in a couple of Tuesdays time. But in recording that, and I had the conversation in the session of now working on the podcast, seeing it come out, having these conversations, I use the expression as what I was born to do, but I realised there's a better way of phrasing it. But this is really fulfilling my greatest passion, and I just absolutely love every aspect of being able to go out. There's certain barriers and certain components to it that's not enjoyable, like trying to find guests and people being like, I'm not really up for that, or it's not really worth my time, which comes with like a new platform and having no listeners. It's like, oh, okay, you've got a podcast, no one listens to it, why am I going to give my time? Which makes sense. But getting over that hurdle is going to be the biggest challenge. But then once you're over it, there is that daunting knowledge of knowing that when you reach out to people, they aren't necessarily going to desire that and aren't going to always say yes, or they might not even say no, they just might not even respond and just ignore you. But it's just part of everything's got downsides. It can't all be sunshine and roses. But I realise it's bizarre because I always just think like surely everyone would want to be asked to feature on a podcast. It'd be an incredible opportunity, and I think like I've never been asked to go on a podcast. It'd be amazing, but not everybody wants to sit and talk about themselves and like share that kind of those insights and share those secret parts or the quiet parts or the bits that they haven't shared with anyone before. No one wants to necessarily be that open. Just me and a select few others, but I'm determined. I will get people on the podcast. I've got people that are like, yeah, I'll come on it. I just seem to be like running around like a lunatic busy. Just keep chasing me and you'll eventually get me on. And I'm like, come on, when you're free, we'll get there. Because there's some really wonderful conversations that I know people that will just have the most incredible stories to share. And I know that because I've heard them share the stories, but I want to share on a larger platform. So we'll get them eventually. We'll sit down, have a wonderful conversation. But that's pretty much the highlight of the week. So we've got all kinds of emotions going around. I'm quite enjoying this vlogging thing. I realise the more that I'm creating content, videos and vlogging, the less I'm actually journaling. Because like on my journal, it's like Wednesday the 9th of March, Friday the 4th of March, so much, Wednesday the 2nd, Tuesday the 1st. I'm really not jogging, and then 23rd of February. Like I'm really not doing it consistently anymore. But I do need to push that. If you think I should push journaling, if it's been helpful for you, let me know and I'll carry on with it. But I want to journal more, but I just feel like I'm so busy doing things. Like I'm always out skating. I'm always recording videos, I'm always editing videos, and I want to read more, I want to listen to more, watch more, skate more. So it's like I'm just ironically having more free time than ever. I'm finding I struggle to fit everything in my day more than ever because I've just got so many things that I want to do. But it's nice that it's all things around passions. It's not about going out and being paid to do something. It's just about these are all the things I love to do. So I need to find the time and get it, and just sleep less. Sleep's important, so which we'll find out on a podcast in the future. But anyway, I'm rambling. This is this week's Vlog My Mind. I hope it's been helpful, and obviously if you've liked the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one in tomorrow's video, no doubt. Bye.